Good morning, crime community. I'm here to read out Poisoner in Chief. The chapter is called The Divine Mushroom. When Senator Mike Mansfield of Montana rose to address his colleagues on April 9, 1956, he was courtly as always. Some in Washington, though, were horrified by what he proposed. Because of the very nature of the Central Intelligence Agency, I think that it is important that a joint congressional committee be established for the purposes of making continued studies of the activities of the agency, Mansfield told his colleagues. The CIA should, as a matter of law, keep the committee as fully and as currently informed as possible with respect to its activities. Allen Dulles, director of CIA, may make no mistakes in assessing intelligence, but could not be the lone judge. Mansfield proposed to create a 12-member congressional committee that would make continuing studies of the activities of the Central Intelligence Agency, require the CIA to keep the Joint Committee fully and currently informed with respect to its activities, and most anonymously give the committee power to require by subpoena or otherwise the attendance of such witnesses and the production of such books, papers, and documents as it deems advisable. This was the gravest threat the CIA had yet faced. Its offers had adjusted to the threat of nuclear annihilation, but Mansfield's proposal seemed a dagger to his heart. In the 8.5 years of its existence, the CIA had operated with no effective supervision other than the exercise directly and rarely by the president. It did not take kindly to the idea of cooperating with the congressional committee, especially ones with subpoena power. All understood that such a committee would probably uncover unsavory operations that the CIA was conducting in various parts of the world. In his Senate speech, Mansfield mentioned reports that the agency had funded neo-Nazis in Germany, organized military raids in China, sent agents to start a revolution in Guatemala, tapped the telephone of President Jose Figueres of Costa Rica, and illegally detained a Japanese citizen for 8 months. Each of these reports later turned out to be true. Neither Mansfield nor anyone else, however, had any idea that the agency was running a program potentially more explosive than any related to covert actions abroad. MKUltra was top secret even within the CIA. Only 2 officers, Gottlieb and Lashbrook, knew precisely what it was doing. A handful of others had a clear idea. All considered it essential that no one else learn what they knew. The public, they realized, was not ready to grasp the necessity of research into mind control that required the establishment of secret prisons and the infliction of great suffering on many people. The headline over the Washington Star article, CIA Leads Our Cool to Watch Dog Proposal, was an understatement. Dulles knew that he and the CIA would be seriously damaged if the agency's deep secrets became known. So did Eisenhower. He told aides that Mansfield bill would be passed over my dead body. In public, Eisenhower insisted that he too wanted tighter oversight of the CIA. He named an 8-member committee, the President's Board of Consultants on Foreign Intelligence Activities, that he said would monitor the CIA and let them know if anything was amiss. Then one of the agency's most powerful supporters in Congress, Senator Richard Russell of Georgia, announced that his Armed Services Committee, which was charged with reviewing the CIA budget, would establish a new subcommittee to review the agency's activities. In a letter in one of the colleagues, he made it clear that he did not intend this review to be any more intrusive than what his committee was already doing. If there is one agency of the government in which we must take some matters on faith, Russell wrote, I believe this agency is the CIA. Another of the CIA friends, Senator Leverett Saltonstall of Massachusetts, made the same point in a speech opposing Mansfield's proposal. As an apparent member of the Armed Service and Appropriations Committee, I consider I have been informed of the activities of the CIA to the extent that I believe it was wise for me to be informed. He said, "It is not a question of reluctance on the part of the CIA officials to speak to us. Instead, it is a question of our reluctance, if you will, to seek information and knowledge on subjects which I personally, as a member of Congress and as a citizen, would rather not have." 3 days of debate in the Senate did not shake support for Mansfield's proposal, but pressure from the White House and the CIA did. 12 of the 37 co-sponsors removed their names from the proposal and opposed it. Eisenhower presented senator leaders to do what was ever necessary to ensure that it did not pass. Senator Russell asserted in a speech that it would be better to abolish the CIA than to subject it to possibly unfriendly oversight. "I am beginning to feel like David facing Goliath," Mansfield said on the third day of the debate, "although I fear the results will not be the same." He was right. Persuaded that the CIA needed absolute secrecy in order to defend the United States, the Senate rejected Mansfield's proposal by a powerful margin of 59 to 27. The CIA was safe. So was MK Ultra. I think we're going to leave it here. We're going to go in tomorrow to the Wasson family and their trip to Mexico in the search for the magic mushroom. Until then, if you like and think I have any truth here, like and subscribe. Have a nice day.